What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Maverick Raven coming at you with another one. I can't believe I'm making this video, but the news, man, the news is just coming out crazy today. It is just a non-stop news. Notice I put my little portrait over there, my picture-in-picture down beneath, because this is a crazy story, and I want to see Tim Pool's face. Tim Pool, little by little, has been getting red-pilled, man. Little by little, he's been getting red-pilled. And from what I hear, this is him spouting off some more based ass opinions. And I want to hear about this because this is crazy from what I've heard. So let's take a listen. Oh, like you guys, like I always tell you guys, please like, comment, share, subscribe, join the flock. We'd love to have you. The water is warm. But let's get into it, right? All right, hold on.
I am often asked, what can I do to help us win, to preserve and protect this great nation? How do I wake people up? And my friends, it is difficult. That is the truth.
Damn. I talk about that with my friends all the time. How can you get people to wake up for real? And I have no idea, man. All you can do is just keep talking to them. Don't preach, just talk with them. Offer facts where they offer lies and bullshit, propaganda, hoaxes, all this. Give them the truth. Even Google will give you the truth on this bullshit bloodbath hoax. Even Google. Leftist as fuck Google will give you, you know, the truth on that. But let's continue.
I don't have all the answers. What I can tell you right now is there's one simple thing you can do. Do not buy Tyson Foods. When you go to the grocery store to pick up whatever it is you need to pick up, if you see Tyson anywhere on that bag, you say, I will not buy. A boycott has begun after Tyson announced they would be laying off American workers and hiring up to 42,000 criminal aliens. Of course, they like to say asylum seekers.
I constantly hear that from the left, that these people are here and that they want to do the jobs that no one else wants, that no one else accepts. Here we have a situation of where it's proof that there were Americans that wanted the jobs, that were doing the jobs, and now Tyson, for whatever reason, did something super super horrible, which is just lay off a bunch of people to hire cheap labor. That's what they did. Okay, let's not beat around the bush. It's cheap labor. They can sell it however they want. They can talk about how humanitarian they are and how much this is a philanthropical endeavor, but is it really?
But we know these people aren't really seeking asylum. They are Democrats' plan. They are criminal aliens coming into this country, economic migrants breaking our laws and being given sanctuary by Democrats to help preserve their electoral power, which is ill.
Remember, I just made a 5-minute video on this. This is 100% true. They were just talking about this all over Twitter. Vivek Ramaswamy's all over this. I'm glad Tim Pool, who looks kind of weird there. The one time I don't block his face, look at his face. That's kind of funny. But it's 100% true, man. They are trying to turn this into a one-party country.
Tyson sees an opportunity, a capitalist opportunity. If Democrats are going to bring these people in and give them work permits, we can hire them as an underclass and pay them dirt. Oh boy, it's beginning to look a lot like slavery. It's always the Democrats, isn't it? Always the Democrats. The latest
Democrats are the party of the KKK. I'm not going to even say prove me wrong because that's a historical fact. The party that voted against those precious amendments, I think it was the 14th and the 17th, that made black people citizens, that gave them the power just like every other person should have. I think it's the 14th and the 17th. Remind me in my history. Hit me up in the comments if I'm wrong.
News following this boycott. Conservative investment fund divests from Tyson Foods over migrant hiring. Now, I'm not going to give anybody financial advice. I'm simply saying, if you think it is bad what Tyson's is doing, it follows logically that you should not be buying any of their products.
Yeah.
As for financial advice, I can't say that.
He's right.
If it were me, what I would do personally would be, if I had any stock in anything related to Tyson's or connected in any way, I would also divest from it. But you do you. That I can't cross into.
Yeah. Look, I'm not going to give financial advice either, but I understand where he's coming from. I have taken a bloodbath on the market lately because of these democratic policies and just the price of energy alone. So I know where he's coming from. We can't give you financial advice, but I know what I would do if I was in the position that I had Tyson Foods in my portfolio.
Fox Business reports, conservative investment fund divests from Tyson Foods over migrant hiring. A conservative-oriented investment fund is divesting from Tyson Foods. The American Conservative Values ETF, an actively managed exchange-traded fund created by Ridgeline Research LLC to cater to ideologically conservative investors, announced Monday that it divested its holdings from Tyson Foods and placed a, quote, refuse to buy rating on the food giant stock. Ridgeline founder and CEO Bill Flagg told Fox Business, we believe Tyson's management has blundered into a political minefield and should have known better.
Yep.
The risk of alienating a significant percentage of their customers outweighs any potential economic benefit. In a recent Pew Research poll, 80% of U.S. adults say the U.S. government is doing a bad job of handling the migrant influx.
80%. Four out of every five freaking adults are saying that the migrant influx is shit.
We have seen a negative impact of alienating customers recently with Bud Light and Target, and by divesting, we are protecting our shareholders.
I'm glad that they mentioned Bud Light because let me tell you something. I personally am going to give Tyson the Bud Light treatment. I don't drink anymore, not really, but Tyson deserves the Bud Light treatment. This is horse shit, okay? How are you going to be all for migrant workers that are coming here? And let me ask you guys something before we even get that far. There's a huge argument, it's a talking point on the left, and they say that migrants pay taxes and they're a huge part of our economy and this and that. You really think that money stays here, bro? They're not paying to stay here. They're being put up at hotels free, okay? 3 squares a day for their entire family, childcare, all that good stuff, okay? Some of them are even getting phones from God knows where, okay? Cell phones. And then on top of that, when they're done making the money, whatever money they make here, whether it's under the table or situations like with Tyson right now, they send that money back home. I am telling you this as a Cuban. Please believe me. We had Cubans that were over here that would then send money to Cuba, and that wasn't good either because then when they would send money to Cuba, a lot of times it wouldn't make it to their relatives because it would be seized by the government. Okay? This is anecdotal evidence, but this is from someone who is telling you, hey, look, I went through this shit. I saw it myself. They are sending money back to their home countries, okay? You don't believe me? Look it the fuck up. This is not like some secret. This is something that they do because if you were in the position to go somewhere, work your ass off, make a lot of good money, right? More than you make at your home country, what would you do? Would you keep it and reinvest it in a foreign country? Because to them, this is a foreign country, you guys. And then they send that money back down to Mexico or Honduras or wherever they're coming from. Ecuador, Uruguay, Paraguay, wherever they're coming from.
22. Tyson Foods joined the nonprofit Tent Partnership for Refugees, which was started by Chobani Yogurt founder and CEO Hamdi Ulukaya to create a program for the private sector to help refugees find employment. Tyson committed. Okay, the page just completely reloaded on me.
Yeah, you did me dirty,
let's jump
Tim.
back up to where we were. Thank you, Fox News. Tyson committed to hiring 2,500 refugees in the U.S. over the course of 3 years when it joined the partnership. A report by Bloomberg News indicated that Tyson officials met with migrants at Chobani's offices last month to hire 17 asylum seekers from Venezuela, Mexico, and Colombia for jobs at its plants in Tennessee. Then it hired 70 more in early March. The outlet reported that Tyson Foods' Garrett Dolan, who works in the multinational conglomerate's human resources department, said that migrants are very, very loyal and explained they've been uprooted and what they want is stability. What they want is a sense of belonging, right?
They've been uprooted. The vast majority of them came willingly. Whether they really are seeking asylum and legitimately should be here because they're dying in their country, that's a different story, okay? But let's not act like all of them have been uprooted. That's like saying every single abortion is the result of rape or incest. That's an extreme position to have that makes no sense.
Right now, my friends, please share this video.
Oh, I'm
Let
going
people
to.
know what Tyson is doing.
Mm-hmm.
And by all means, if you're a Democrat who loves what they're doing, then I encourage you to tell all your friends to buy all the Tyson's products in the world. And if you are an American-loving individual, be it conservative, libertarian, or even Democrat, and you are concerned about the massive influx of criminal aliens into this country, I am not talking about migrants. I love migrants. I'm talking about criminal aliens crossing the border without going through our legal processes. If you are worried about that, do not help fund it.
Again, I gotta say, I'm happy I left Tim's face here because he actually seems to get it. You know, I do believe the good Mr. Poole has finally gotten the point. He has finally gotten the point. And I think he's becoming red-pilled, man. I think he's becoming a little bit more libertarian / maybe even conservative than he thinks, than he knows maybe. It's kind of funny.
Share this video. If you're viewing on YouTube, share that URL. If you're on Facebook, you need only click share right now.
Doing it.
Quote, "We would like to employ another 42,000 if we could find them," Dolan added in reference to the roughly 42,000 immigrants in the company's workforce of 120,000. He explained the meatpacking industry at large deals with turnover about 40% of the workers in factory roles each year, which means Tyson needs to hire about 52,000 workers this year to fill jobs that pay about $16.50 an hour plus benefits. And I'm pretty sure there are Americans who want those jobs.
Yeah.
We saw this when Donald Trump, during his term, had several hundred, I believe it was around 800 criminal aliens deported. People in the left and the Democrats kept saying, nobody wants to do these jobs. They're taking jobs nobody wants. That's a lie. Any American would take a good paying job.
It's true.
Instead, what we get is unemployment,
Yeah.
homelessness, drug abuse.
These are all good points. Drug abuse because of the sense of hopelessness. Hopelessness that corrodes your mental health. And we know, okay, it's 2024. We know that your brain, your mental health will fuck your body, okay, if it's in a negative state. You will feel sick if your brain, your mental health is not in a positive place. You will feel sick. You'll feel tired. You'll feel depressed, sad, lack of energy, lack of interest in doing things. These are all things that are being contributed by this ridiculous, illegal migrant crisis. They're criminals. They're illegal aliens. They're criminal aliens.
What do we end up seeing when that happened? Local news saw rural folk showing up to get jobs at these plants. And they said, wait a minute, why are you coming to get a job here? Americans don't want these jobs. And they said, are you kidding? This job pays better than my last job. Of course I want to work here. Instead, they give these jobs to criminal aliens. And why? Now, I don't believe, for the most part, it's about saving money necessarily, or I think it really, well, no, I should take that back. I think it really comes down to avoiding legal liability, but saving money is a component of that, so that's fair. If you've got criminals working for you, they ain't saying nothing. So if there's an accident, you don't got to worry about insurance.
When I was on the job, okay, and illegal aliens would get victimized, it's unfortunate when anybody gets victimized. But the problem is that when an illegal alien gets victimized in this country, they don't report it. They tend to not report it because they're afraid that getting any type of authority involved will get them deported. Now, should they be deported? Yeah. In my opinion, yeah, they should. Because we need the resources that we have. Everybody should be deported. And don't get me wrong, there are some that have some serious sob stories. But the reality is, we need to cater first to American citizens. I don't understand why this is such a controversial point. I just don't get it.
because these people ain't saying nothing.
But that's
I
true.
remember watching a documentary about 15 years ago. A lot of these meat companies would run ads in Mexico saying, come work across the border and we'll pay you $15 an hour. The ads were running in Mexico, and it attracted illegal immigrants, criminal aliens to the country. They would come and work at the plant, and then when it came time for payday, they would call ICE, the factory. ICE would show up and deport the criminal aliens, and the company didn't have to pay them. That saved them money.
Wow.
But right now what we're seeing is
What a
Democrats
story.
basically saying, let them come.
Yeah.
And now these factories are saying, you mean I can bring on a worker without documentation, a criminal alien, and they can't report me for any wrongdoing because they're not here legally, but Democrats won't enforce against me? Win-win, baby.
It's a lovely situation for
The news
them.
comes as Tyson announced last week that it will close a pork plant in Perry, Iowa. In June, that employs about 1,200 workers amid slowing demand for some products. Let's make that all of their plants. Tyson Foods
Telling you, Tim's getting a little base, Tim. Mr. Poole.
has disputed that its closure of the plant and other facilities is related to hiring practices amid reports that it sought to link the two matters. To that, Flake said, that response reinforces that their management teams don't get it and how inadequate the response to Americans concerned about the open border. Just stop eating it. For one, let me just tell you this. It's breaded garbage. Look, my recommendation is you pop open that Public Square app right now, publicsquare.com, and you type in chicken. And just right off the bat, unfortunately, there's Good Ranchers. They're out of stock.
Again, I'm not being sponsored by anyone. I'm not at that level. But Good Ranchers, I've heard only good, amazing things, man. They're a great company, and they don't want to be involved in politics. They don't want to add anything to their food. They're a little pricey, but you get what you pay for, man. That's everything in life, isn't it?
And I know it's not so easy to buy like a whole chicken box with $164.
Yeah.
But, you know, do what you can to support Public Square businesses.
Yeah.
You've got Good Ranchers. You've got Dude Food, high quality meat for the American man. You got Stay Classy Meats. Shout out to Good Ranchers. Good Ranchers actually sponsored our live event in Martinsburg, West Virginia. So, of course, we're fans.
Oh.
And they
cool.
they sent us a trial package.
Damn. Must
I
be
gotta
nice.
be honest, like
Must be nice.
some of the best. They sent us Wagyu beef patty burgers. Some of the best burgers I've ever had. I mean, granted.
Dude, completely, unrelated. I'm starving right now. I wish you wasn't talking about this.
We made them as we like them. Mine was very rare. Public Square is the answer.
Rare,
This is
baby, rare. That's how you're
solution
supposed to
to
eat
the
like an
problem
animal.
That
like
is very, very
carnivore.
simple. Shout out to T-Rex Pet Shop. Pops up right there. If your pets are looking for some meats. Public Square is not sponsoring this video in any way or anything. I'm just saying, we can't just complain all day. We can't just say, I can't believe they're doing this. We need real solutions.
Mm-hmm.
Public Square has been growing rapidly.
Guys, the Bud Light boycott is still working. I've had people tell me, no, it didn't work. It didn't do anything. It was an ineffectual campaign. We look stupid, blah, blah, blah. That's not true, bro. It's an ongoing thing. The boycott was supposed to enact change, and it is. It's hurting their bottom line, and by a lot, but we need to keep it up. And eventually, we will win. The problem is that you can't go and say, oh, this is wrong, and I'm not going to buy this on moral and ethical grounds, and then a year later be like, well, you know what, the boycott's over. No. If they're still doing the same thing, remember, you're dealing with people that essentially hate you. They just want your money. They hate you. They just want your money. Do you really want to give money to people that hate you? And when I say they hate you, I'm talking about leftist companies like Coca-Cola, Bud Light, now apparently Tyson Foods. These people have to be in a position where they hate the average American citizen and just want their money, because the stuff that they're doing is completely unrealistic, unreasonable to anybody in this planet. You are catering 100% of your effort, 100% of your service to a group of people that is maybe 4% of the country, okay? Let's not get it twisted. Maybe 4% of the country, maybe 4.5% of the country, but they're not 100% of the country. And I'm not saying to not cater to them. I'm saying that as a business, you should have no politics at all, and you should be helping America. Get your money, get your profits, make your money. But don't screw over Americans, man. When you start doing that, that's when you and I have a problem now.
More and more businesses are signing up. We've got Public Square sponsoring pro skateboarders. Shout out to Beaver Fleming. Amazing. I think we can win this one.
I hope
but it
so.
means voting with our dollars.
Yeah.
It means voting, and it means registering, getting your friends registered to vote. It means follow Scott Pressler, figure out what the plan is, what's going on. This election matters so much. But really, for so many of you, you may be thinking like, man, what do I do? Neutral position. Don't buy Tyson's. Do not buy Tyson's Foods. I want you to be healthy too. So I strongly recommend you get healthier stuff than perfectly crispy chicken strips and
it's full of preservatives and shit.
Good. Recently, I've been I got a personal trainer, so tracking my macros as of this morning for the first time in a long time. I actually had some breakfast. I'll tell you what I'm at. 59 carbs, 11 grams of fat, and 48 grams of protein already today.
All right, so I don't know where the hell this video is going. It's going into something about his pro trainer. He's been talking about his personal trainer for a while now. Guys, you know me. I prefer to speak to you guys and keep your attention. This is an issue that we should all care about, you guys. This is an American issue. We've got homeless vets on our streets. We've got homeless people that are there because of no other reason than just bad luck. We've got homeless people that are there because they're not mentally well. We've got homeless people that are vets that don't have an option. We have all sorts of people there. And Tyson Foods, I should say, excuse me, in a moment of great need, instead of helping their country, they decided to help their wallets and help the migrants because that's cheap labor. Americans want those jobs. Americans have proven that they want those jobs. Americans were working those jobs. So for you to say that they don't want those jobs is not just hypocritical, it's ridiculous. You guys, we got to do this together, man. We got to do this together. We got to Bud Light these people, man. Be safe, be good to one another, and stay based.